Hey class, welcome to week 4. Hope everybody had a safe weekend uh, and able to complete the work for week 3. Um, this week, you're going to be learning about fallacies, more about fallacies. I know last week there was a worksheet on creating a fallacy study guide for this week. So you have the quiz this week due by this Sunday. So use that study guide to help you out, and you can also refer back to the resource that you were to click on to get the examples and definitions of the fallacies. It's a great resource to also look at. This week, the essay, the persuasive essay assignment for this week's going to be on the outline. So this is the build up to the rough draft that's going to be due coming up. You gathered resources from last week. It's very important that you look at my comments. Um, this is where point deductions can really snowball, especially with if you didn't find actual research articles in week three's assignment, and you might have to replace them. So make sure that you are looking at your grade by no later than Tuesday, Wednesday. I should have them all graded out. And then if there is a question on one of the sources, like you got a deduction because you used a website or you didn't use a research article, you found a newspaper article or some kind of magazine which you cannot use, you should replace it because I've had students get a deduction on all three resources in week 3 where they didn't have the three they had 3 websites and they got a lot of point deductions, and then they didn't read the feedback and use the same sources in the outline and in the essay, and they're like, hey, wait a minute, well, why did I get such huge point deductions? It's very important, and it's required that you look at your feedback every week. Some of you have been really good with even small point deductions. Hey, I want to talk about this. I'm grateful that you do that. I'd rather have you do that. I appreciate when students do that, even if it's for like a 5% deduction. Hey, I know it's only 5%, but I want to talk about why I missed this. That's fine. Any point deduction, whether it's small or large, you should be contacting me and asking questions about it. And then um, you want to make sure you're following the tutorial. A lot of students are not following tutorials, or they'll ask me some really odd questions about the requirements to try to sidestep like posting. Like I'll have a student say, well, if it's 100 words for a post, if I have 75 words in one post, 25 words in another, isn't that count as 100? No, it doesn't, because it's per post. So I'll have students ask questions like that to sidestep rules so they can get away with it. Don't sidestep rules. Don't try to take those shortcuts. That's not good. What you see in the requirements is what you're supposed to do, period. So no questions about sidestepping, okay? Those you got to be done with. Whatever you see in the tutorials, what you should specifically do. There's no way to get around it, and that's what you're graded by. Okay, so if you look back at your grade book and you see some deductions and you're like, well, why did I get a deduction on that? If you go look at the tutorial, you'll obviously see the purpose of those point deductions. So a lot of times the point deductions are based off of students not really following directions. Okay, the outline's pretty easy actually. I have a tutorial coming out. I'm going to post it in DQ1 and in DQ2 shortly. I know if you don't see it, it's okay. Don't worry about it. I'll have it. And please make sure that you're following it to a T. It's a very, very simple assignment. You take your week 3 resources and you complete the outline using your sources. Okay, so please keep an eye out for that. All right. Uh, Please let me know if you have any questions about this week, about fallacies, or about the outline. Okay. I hope everybody has a good week.